That was a roller coaster of a game, man. Washington comes out with the victory, man. How you feeling? Immediate reactions. How you feeling right now?
Immediate reaction. I'm super stoked. Super stoked. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, the way it all started was kind of like, ugh.
It was.
I mean, literally, roller coaster is the best way to describe it. But then when you saw the offense, Scott Turner, the first 2 possessions, amazing play calling. I mean, there was innovation. Everybody was touching the ball. There was passing. There was running. They were using Antonio Gibson a certain way.
Love the way they used Antonio Gibson, bro. And I told people he was a sleeper on the parlay early on. Like, I thought he was a sleeper. People forgetting what he did last year. He showed up in this game.
And catching the ball, running the ball. He held on to the ball. Curtis Samuel.
Woo.
Curtis Samuel. It's almost like you completely forgot. Like, it was like almost like he was a myth of how good of a weapon he can possibly be. And I mean, he caught the touchdown, and it was like, it just, the energy was there. I mean, and you could, night and day, you saw the difference between Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke.
Facts.
Night and day.
Facts.
It was crazy. And
yeah,
then
I think the mistakes is one thing, right? But what I really liked about Carson Wentz's game in this one was the resilience, man, to like not be shaken up. You know, he was a brick wall, and I talk about when you the guy, you got to have that brick wall kind of mentality to just forget about the mistakes, get back out there. And right when you wanted Terry McLaurin, you know, it was a quiet day. I think he had 1 catch or something like that, right?
You tweeted
and you get the big
you
play.
tweeted it.
Yo, that was a great game. At times I felt myself like, man, I'm feeling this Washington team right now, man. They really fired up right now. That was a great victory by y'all.
Yeah, I mean, Terry McLaurin stepped up when he needed to, but like you said, Carson Wentz, and it wasn't just it was back-to-back interceptions. And obviously the second interception, you know, the first interception, he stared the receiver down. I mean, that was all on him. He talked about it after the game. You know, it was all on him. The second interception, though, you know, that was a fantastic play by the #1 overall pick. I mean, still, you know, you kind of got to be a little bit more aware of the situation, but nonetheless, it was a mistake. So then he comes back, and what does he do? He leads it down for back-to-back scoring drives. Absolutely insane. But defensively, there was a lot of problems. And we got super lucky. Let's be perfectly honest. We got super lucky.
But you did have 1 MVP on that defensive side of the ball, man. What's his name?
Derek Forrest.
Derek Forrest filled in, and he made 2 game-winning plays, if you ask me, even though they were pretty early. 3, really.
Three,
yeah, really
because
3.
the interception to end the game,
Yup.
the huge hit. I mean, that was an NFL hit.
Yeah.
The huge NFL hit, and then obviously
the
there were a
pass
couple plays
deflection
right
that
after that, the pass deflection.
Back of the end zone, I believe it was, or maybe it was actually, but it was a deep play. Great play today by Derek. What's his name? Forrest. Yeah.
MVP.
And you know what else? Speaking of resilience with Washington, same thing with Curtis Samuel. The quick fumble early on in that game. You know, you could hang your head and then have a bad rest of the game. He stayed out there, tried to make big plays. That offense is looking really good with Carson Wentz, and I love the addition. You know my guy, Penn State, man, Jahan Dotson. He looked great in this game, man. Like,
2 touchdowns.
Not a lot of volume, but the 2 touchdowns, and that's what you got to like out of a young rookie like that.
I think that this is such, it's kind of weird because I don't know how else to feel, to react, to describe it, because it's been, I can't remember, like, you know, detailed right now of an instant reaction, like having this sort of feeling and this identity of an offense where it's like you can run the ball, you can pass the ball, you have multiple wide receiver weapons. Logan Thomas made some big plays in this game too. You know, don't forget about the tight end. So it's just, you can spread the field completely different. And I mean, Carson Wentz, he had some zip on that ball too today.
Man, I tweeted that too, man.
Impressive.
He is throwing that rock, man. The deep throw to Terry McLaurin. Does a deep pass get any more perfect than that?
It was on the money. It was,
man. And
then Terry scoring too. And listen, shout out to everybody that was at FedEx Field. That stadium looks more packed than I think I've seen it in the last, I don't know, 3-4 years at least.
Yeah, man.
Like,
it was definitely
it was
popping.
crazy. And I mean, defensively, like I said, we definitely got lucky. Lawrence missed some passes. ETN had a big drop. So, you know, like, there's a lot to build off of this. But right now, I think the main focus is we got to win. We got to win that basically we shouldn't have gotten based upon the play on the field. And, you know, if a few things go the Jaguars' way, we're talking a completely different attitude right now. But right now, I'm excited for victory. I'm excited that Carson Wentz threw 4 touchdowns.
My God, ridiculous.
The last time somebody threw 4 touchdowns in a opener for the Washington team, whatever team it was, the quarterback was wearing a 1-bar face mask. So I mean, like,
old Sonny Jurgensen vibes out here one time.
So it's just it's a very exciting moment, and I think we saw the potential. And in a week 1 game, there's gonna be some sloppy play. We talked about that already. So like for me to come out of here with a victory is about as good as it gets. You know, now it's to the film room, and then it's on to week 2. But for today, for right now, in this moment, I'm definitely going to enjoy it. And you know what? Sometimes it's good to get a win like that, where you're winning, and then you're losing, and then you come back and win. I mean, like, I'm like, you can hear it probably in my voice right now. I'm a little amped up, you know what I'm saying? So definitely super stoked. It was a huge victory. Great way to start the season for the Washington Commanders.
Awthentik and The Beard, streaming live every Tuesday, every Thursday at 7 p.m.